The debate over whether Geno Smith is a top 10, top 12, top 15, very good NFL quarterback or a flash in the pan, a one-year wonder, whatever you want to call it, that debate continues to rage on amongst fans and analysts. I've contended for quite some time that Geno is a very good quarterback. And even though his numbers aren't as good this year as they were to begin last year, there are signs that he can put it together. And there is one particular part of his skill set that has stood out to me over the last couple of weeks and gives me hope that he will start to turn things around, especially on third down, get the Seahawks offense moving more consistently. A film breakdown of one of Geno Smith's best attributes and hidden talents, I would say, that I want you to pay attention to. Coming up today on Seahawks Forever.
Welcome to the Seahawks Forever podcast. In-depth analysis on everything Seahawks. And now, here's your host, Dan Viens.
Hey, everybody. Welcome back to the show. Seahawks coming off a bye week, getting ready to play the Cincinnati Bengals at 10 a.m. Pacific time on Sunday as they enter into that game at 3-1. Little shameless self-promotion today. It's my birthday. Happy birthday to me. Thank you all for tuning in to the show. If you want to wish me a happy birthday or support the show, buy me a coffee or a beer, as so many have so far. Thanks to all of those who have. Your support means the world to me. Link in the description. Also, hit that like button on the YouTube video. This episode is YouTube only because it is a film breakdown. Don't know how well that translates into audio. So make sure and hit that like button and subscribe to the channel. Up over 3,000 subs now. Thank you so much for the additional subscriptions. And hello to all the new viewers today. And if you do listen on audio, please subscribe on whichever platform you prefer. That way, anytime I post a new episode, you'll get notified of it. And if you'd like ad-free episodes on Spotify, look in the description as well. You can subscribe for 99 cents a month and get rid of those ads. So time for another film breakdown, and this is something that I've been wanting to do for a couple of weeks now, but each week that goes by and I watch the Seahawks play, I get more examples of it. And it relates to Geno and his ability specifically to manage the pocket, to sense pressure, to move around in the pocket, and then to make good decisions about when to roll out, when to escape the pocket, when to get rid of the ball, and then being able to execute a number of throws from different platforms, no matter which way he's moving, which way he's rolling. Sometimes it's obvious, and I've got some examples of that, like almost Russell Wilson in his prime-esque type escapes. And then the thing that I really like that I see several times on a game-in, game-out basis is some of the subtleties of this skill and what it means moving forward for him as a quarterback in the Seahawks as an offense. So with this all 22 breakdown this week, let's get on with it and take a look at Geno Smith's pocket awareness. All right, so I want to start off with an example of what I think most of us think Geno Smith is or should be when he's at his best, right? We've seen it now for a season and a quarter. The sample size is big enough. Not going to get into the debate today of how good you think Geno is generally, but in a specific area of his game. And it's something that I noticed in the Carolina game, a couple examples of it, and I tucked it away. And then I saw it again in Detroit, and then I saw it again on Monday night. And I thought, okay, let's address this. This isn't an anomaly. This isn't a flash. This is indicative of a skill set that Geno has that I'm going to point out to you. But first, I want to start with an example of what I think most of us think we view Geno as, the type of quarterback, who he is. It's a play Monday night, simple shotgun play, sticks his foot in the ground, boom, right? Throws a seed to Lockett between two defenders, middle of the field, gets the ball out quick, good pocket there, shows the arm strength, gets it off quick. Right? I mean, I think that's what most of us feel like Geno should be or is when he's at his best. But we have seen now, going back through the entirety of the snaps that he took last season as a starter, after all that time laying off, and you would think that, instincts get dulled. And I'm going to come back to this at the end and try to tie it all in together for you, because we've also seen countless examples of quarterbacks trying to make the transition to the NFL where once things start to go poorly, that they lose those instincts, they develop bad habits, and they never shake those. This is a play against the Panthers. Now, you might not remember it because it didn't actually result in a completion, but I still think it points out some things that we're going to see about Geno in these examples. I've got 6 or 7 plays here. We're going to see athletic ability. We're going to see pocket awareness. We're going to see awareness of pressure. We're going to see presence. We're going to see manipulation. We're going to see eyes downfield and playmaking ability and the ability to throw from different platforms on the move. So here you're going to see Jake Curran get some pressure against Brian Burns. And just watch this play develop. Doesn't look like much, right? Looks like a pretty routine play, except for that's not routine. Right? We don't see Tyler Lockett have balls bounce off his face mask very often. But take another look from this angle. So I'll stop it right here. Obviously, so Jake Curran's beat, right? Brian Burns coming off the edge. This was a problem the whole game. And again, it looks routine, I guess, but watch Geno's reaction. This little shoulder dip that he does there to let Burns go by him. I'll bring that back a little bit again. Watch this. Just dips his shoulder there. We're going to see that come back again from time to time. And then he rolls to the right, obviously gets into the flat, throws it to Lockett. I want to back this up again because I think what makes this different for me, makes it unique, is okay. If we really view Geno as a pocket passer, then once he steps up, and that's the first part of this play, that looks like it's not much, but I think it is. I think it's significant. To be able to sense Burns there and dip away from him like that. But now, I mean, everyone's holding up pretty well here, right? So he could just rise up, stick his foot in the ground, and gun this ball out here. I mean, that would be the default for a pocket passer, wouldn't you think? But by rolling to his right, he basically gives himself a better throwing lane, and he takes other defenders out of the play. It's one-on-one. All he's got to do is get it out there and let Tyler. And you can argue that maybe he could have led Tyler a little bit, but that's a catchable ball and should be a completion. Okay, so that's one example. So against the Panthers, again, little play action from under center. And we don't know, oh, this one's fun. We don't know if this is a designed rollout or not. Or if it's just Geno, again, sensing. Let's take this back. Sensing, the way this play is designed, you see Parkinson with the chip, and he just doesn't affect the rusher enough. Right? And so Geno feels that he's got to turn on the jets, and he's got to run full speed now and get to the sideline. And this is more of an example that I wanted to show you of just how Geno can make different throws from different angles in different situations that not everybody in the NFL can. And this is one that scares a lot of people, right? That some people believe never throw back against your body. But we see it more often now than ever, don't we? We see Patrick Mahomes do it constantly. We see Josh Allen do it constantly. Watch the throw he makes. Keep your eye on DK. If you don't remember this play, he's over here in the middle of the field. Right? He's got Parkinson right here. But here's the marker. Here's where he needs to get to. So he could feed it to Parkinson, try and get a little yards after catch, but he also sees this defender here. Watch how he's able to throw this ball back into a spot where he takes the defender out of it. This is not a typical NFL throw. Stop it right there. He knows he doesn't have time to plant his feet or even square his shoulders. There's a little bit of Mahomes in this play because he doesn't even turn and square his shoulders. He kind of flings it across his upper body and still gets enough velocity on it and throws it into a space so it's safe. And only DK can catch that. Love that play from Geno. Now we're at Monday night at MetLife against the Giants. And this is the extreme example of Geno Smith as a playmaker. The ability to not just sense pressure, get away from it, but then make a play, again, with an unusual throw. Okay? Damian Lewis gets killed here. Absolutely loses his rep against, I think this is Leonard Williams. Right? Leonard Williams just gets killed on the rep. So Geno steps up. That's your first instinct. But then he sees that there's more trouble coming. And he spins away. And at this point, if you take a sack there, fine. He saves 3 or 4 yards by stepping up. You hold on to the football. You live to play another play. And then he rolls to his left. And we've seen that he can roll left and throw right. Remember the throw to Noah Fant last year? Was that the Tampa Bay game? Or was that the Lions game at Detroit? But again, here's what I want you to see. Well, let's watch the play be completed first. Am I annoying you? And Tyler runs all the way across. And again, DK with the hold there. And so this one, they lose some yardage on this one. But right here, feels the pressure. I can't get over how it's in a way that there's no panic. Remember when Ryan Leaf came on the show and he said the thing he really admired the most about Geno and what he did last year was he had no fear. He had the knock on him that he turned the ball over too much early in his career, and that's why he never got another shot. But he never plays with fear. And you see here the sense that he gets with the pressure coming off the edge. And he just steps up. No big deal. And then he gets here and he does turn his shoulders. To be able to run full speed like that to the left and come back over the middle, that's unusual. Now, this is what gets into what made me want to take a look at this. And what I started to sense sort of game in, game out. It's the more subtle little pocket moves and pocket presence and awareness that he has. Let's let this one run through all the way. Under center, play action against the Lions. He immediately gets pressure, steps up, throws a dime. Watch it from the end zone angle. You see that shoulder dip. Again, he's protecting the football here. It's that presence and awareness. Protect the football, plant your feet, get the ball off. Let's go back and look at that again. Okay. So right off the bat, he gets, is that a corner blitz? It is. So this corner is coming, right? I mean, when I first saw this rep, I thought Curran got beat again. But nope, he's coming. And the awareness from Geno to sense it and feel it right away and not freak out, not rush the ball, not push the ball downfield before the play can develop, before the receivers can get into their routes. Right there. There's that little shoulder turn again, too. He's protecting the football because this guy, he's trying to take it out, right? That's what he wants. That's the end result. He wants a strip sack here because he knows he's overrun it and Geno's at least going to step up. And he might be able to run, and we've seen that some from Geno. But this is another thing I want you to keep your eye on. He keeps his eyes downfield, and this is something that he does consistently, and he makes a lot of plays because of it. But then it's not just eluding that first one. He also, I think, feels that this guy's coming too. He knows he's back there. And he needs to get rid of the ball quick, and he does, and this is where he shows off the quick release and the arm strength and gets the ball into DK. This is fun. We see this a lot, and I think these are things that we take for granted. He does this a handful of times every game, and we've seen it more in the last couple of weeks because those tackles have been out. Now, here's the game winner against the Lions, and before I play this, as you remember it in your head, again, this might seem like a play that's unremarkable, but Hutchinson's going to come off the edge. He beats Curran here, right? Some Lions fans thought there should be a hold, but he dips underneath, and by the rules, if he puts the tackle in a position there, that's not a hold. And Geno just does this little kind of half roll slide to the right to get the game winner in the walk-off. But I think there's more to it than this. Similar to that first play we saw at home against Carolina to Lockett, he narrows the tunnel, right? He creates a better throwing lane for himself and takes some other defenders out of the play. Because when you watch it again, he has other options here. As soon as he senses the pressure from Hutchinson, he's got a couple of things here. You'll see Walker come up through the line, and he's got a defender on him, but he's open at the 1. I mean, he could shove it in there and let Walker try to power his way in. Also watch DK runs a little in-breaking route here, and he's wide open for a score. If Geno wanted to just step up, which would be the default for a lot of quarterbacks, just step up a little bit, watch him where he could have had DK here for a score right there, right? Does that bring back some memories? Does that look a little bit like Super Bowl 49? It's a similar play design in some ways. But no, he wants Lockett on this play. And so by getting outside, he knows he's taking the safety out of it. He's taking other defenders out of it. He's got one-on-one with Lockett for the game winner. Let's go back to the Giants game again, because I think this is another example of just the subtlety of his movements. We'll take one more look here at the game winner against the Lions because it's fun. The 4-1 Lions, the only loss on the year, by the way, to the Seahawks. Now, again, this is Monday night. It doesn't look like much. I could show you 10 of these, right? I just picked the best 6 or 7 that I could find. Let's see it from the end zone. He feels the pressure. He steps up, but he doesn't bail. He doesn't freak out. He doesn't panic. Let's go back again. Okay. He sees he's going to get pressure from this side. He's going to get pressure from this side. He's going to step up. He's going to dip that shoulder again. Watch that move. I told you there would be several instances, right? Because he wants to stay away from this defender right here who literally was swiping at the ball. That is such a veteran, experienced feel that he has. And then, again, could take off running, right? But he just stays with the play, keeps his eyes downfield, and rips it to DK on the sideline. It's a skill set that Geno has that I think just lends itself more and more to the sustainability of what he's doing. And we haven't seen, it's been a topic of discussion on the show and talked about it on the PSF app with Dana the other day on our midweek show, that Geno hasn't put it all together. It may have happened against the Giants last week, and then he went out with the injury. It sounds like he's going to be good to go against the Bengals, a team that has struggled defensively at times this year, even though they do have some nice pieces there, and they have some pieces they can get after the quarterback. Seahawks should get Charles Cross back. As those pieces start to come back, maybe we'll see more consistency, because what we need to see, and I'm not here to tell you that Geno's a perfect quarterback. My point of this is I wanted to show you a part of his skill set that I do think is unique and not common. Not every quarterback possesses it. We see time and time again, quarterbacks get ruined in this league because they face so much pressure earlier in their career. It's a formula that's tried and true and not in a positive way, that quarterbacks are drafted highly by teams that have high picks because they're dysfunctional, they're not a complete roster, and a lot of times the offensive line's not in place. And they start seeing ghosts and they start getting happy feet. And once they get those bad habits, they can't coach themselves out of it. They can't be pulled out of that hole. I think Sam Darnold's a good example, speaking of seeing ghosts, that infamous mic'd up moment on Monday Night Football for him. He had all the talent in the world coming out of USC, but once he got inundated with pressure early in his career, he developed those bad habits. And you look to escape too quickly. We saw it here in Seattle with Russell Wilson. Too many times he would sense pressure that wasn't there, or when he would sense legitimate pressure, his first instinct was, get the hell out of here. Geno sat for 6 years and only had backup practice reps, and yet has this awareness and this skill set in the pocket. I think it bodes well for him. We need to see it on third down. The third down thing has to change. It has to get better. Most of that is on Geno. But having this skill set and this bag of tools at his disposal when things aren't going perfectly bodes well for him pulling out of this and putting some things together. All right, that was fun. I love doing those. Let me know in the comments what you think. Any of that surprise you? Is it something you've noticed as well? Are there some other examples you can think of? And how confident are you moving forward that Geno and the offense are going to solve that third down issue and become much, much more effective? In the meantime, we'll see if the Seahawks can take another step forward on defense this week. They may be facing a fully healthy Cincinnati Bengals team. T. Higgins says today that it is looking promising for him to be on the field. So he'll just be joining Jamar Chase and Tyler Boyd and Joe Mixon and a healthy Joe Burrow and all of those Bengals. Download the PSF app. Dana and I will be live streaming during the game. React with us. You can join us on audio or video, chat along during the game. You can get it on Android and iPhone. PSF Pro Sports Fan app. It's free. Check it out. Join the discussion. Join the community. We have a lot of fun doing it. We also do a midweek show every Wednesday morning at about 10 a.m. Pacific time, usually. And then look for my reaction show right after the game on Sunday here on Seahawks Forever. Again, like that video, subscribe to the channel. Thank you so much for the support. And until next time, forever and always, go Hawks.